Hello dear viewers and welcome to our special coverage for the 4th anniversary of the January 25th revolution, to shed light on the revolution after 4 years and the Egyptian-African relations after the passing of 4 years since the eruption of the 25th revolution 2011. We are very delighted to have our dear guest, Dr. Aref, the Deputy Head of Aref Party. Hello, sir, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Aref, how do you evaluate the situation after the passing of 4 years since the January 25th revolution 2011?
Before I have to go to the answer of this question, I have to, and you also, we have to remember quickly some events, and we have to start by sharing our brothers in Saudi Arabia, the great story for King Abdullah, and we are speaking now. We have to remember that this king is a real Arab leader, is a real Muslim leader, and he was doing much more to the poor classes. So by this way he received after his death a lot of praying, a lot of best wishes to him and Allah, and Egypt was very sorry much more than the others for King Abdullah. We ask for him our best wishes. We pray for Allah.
We have to say, sir, that almost every Egyptian did feel very sad for the loss of one of the pillars of the Islamic and Arab world, King Abdullah. May he rest in peace, of course.
The second event now is that we are at the 5th anniversary. The 5th inshallah come very well also. And today when I was just coming from my home, I have seen some small corruptions from children. I don't know really how they invite the children to go to make corruptions.
You mean you saw some protest by terrorist elements or the elements of the government?
We have to remember that this 4th event in Egypt, we are now going to cross all the bad things by this day, and we hope that the year 2015 will be a new crossing year toward the future, towards the new Egypt, towards the new map for Egypt. And I ask all Egyptians to grow with each other, to unify the heart and the target towards the future of our children, towards the future of our Egypt. We hope that all we have to group with each other and leave our conflicts outside, and the new parliament, I hope that this new parliament will be a good, real parliament, far from the bad things that we have to see and we are going to see these days from will be nominated for this parliament. We hope that they will leave every bad things and look for the future of Egypt. Now this day, really from today, I was in my village at Menofei, and I have seen a small event. One of the electric towers has been destroyed. It was a bad event when we were there, because one of our relations had been died, and they told us and asked me to speak in the TV how they destroy these electrical towers, and the village are dark, and so I told them, do you know the persons? They told me, yes, we know them. So I told them, why you leave them to do this? You have to be against them in everything. So this, and we ask all those are going towards bad events in Egypt and to destroy electric towers, to make some bombs here and there. Please take care and ask Allah to make you a good
but
president.
sir, I believe that for certain elements, these sabotage incidents, they are trying to create chaos in the country in order to benefit. They have their own benefits.
You will not benefit anything. They are creating more and more conflict against them, and we ask them, please, if you are a Muslim, if you are a Muslim, if you are Egyptian, if you are a Muslim, if you are Egyptian, if you are Egyptian, please take care from Egypt. Take care from every good thing, and pray to Allah, not to pray to Washington or to White House.
Indeed, sir. And now, before continuing our interview here, we are going to watch this report about the Egyptian-African historical relation. Egypt-Africa approach dates back to the 1952 revolution, which coincided with other African states' liberation movements. In 1963, the creation of the Organization of the African Unity, then now the African Union, took place. More details with Shirin Adil.
Egypt's African identity started to show after 1952, when events in Egypt led African liberation. Political analysts also say the year was the start of a new policy towards Africa, linked to issues such as fighting colonialism, establishing new independent states, and promoting African ambitions for progress and development, all of which allowed it to reach into Africa. Some analysts believe this new approach, however, did not completely replace two strong underlying currents that historically influenced Egypt's attitude towards Africa: the security-oriented approach of Egypt's relation to the Nile Basin area, and the spread of Arab culture and the introduction of Islam in the continent. In order to form unity among African states, a modest meeting took place in 1958 in Accra, Ghana. The list of attending independent African countries included 8 states: Egypt, Ghana, Libya, Liberia, Tunisia, Morocco, Ethiopia, and Sudan. These states generated enough political inertia at their first conference in order to pave the path for greater integration across the continent. The creation of the African Union's precursor, the Organization of African Unity, finally took place in May 1963 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where the representatives from over 30 African states agreed on a united charter as well as the internal working logistics of the organization. Egypt's role in contributing to this establishment is clear from the charter adopted at the meeting, along with the remarks made to the effect by delegations of other African states. Its policies in resolving conflicts in Africa stressed the necessity of preserving the integrity of the Organization of African Unity, the respect of state sovereignty, as well as the non-encouragement of separatist movements, and that no non-African nation would be involved in the resolution of any internal African issue. In order to cope with new challenges facing the continent of Africa, Egypt has been forced to come up with new dynamic solutions. The first of these transformations are the replacement of the Organization of African Unity with the African Union in 2002, which re-established the goals of the African continent by attempting to establish a central entity to govern and police the continent as a whole. In order to keep the economic development of Africa on the rise, several economic organizations were formed in Africa, of which Egypt joined COMESA, or the Common Market for East Africa and Southern Africa, and SINSAB, Sahel and Sahara Union. Here again, Egypt keeps in adherence to its African foreign policy, displaying its commitment and willingness to be involved in Africa.
Welcome back, and we continue our special coverage for the 4th anniversary of the January 25th Revolution, and we continue our interview with Ambassador, with Dr. Aref Dessoki, the Vice President of the Aref Party. Dr. Aref.
Red Party.
Of the Red Party. Dr. Aref, can you please tell us how do you evaluate the Egyptian-African relations after 4 years of the January 25th Revolution, taking into consideration that during the last 10 years of the Mubarak regime, we have seen some degradation of the ties between Egypt and Africa. How do you see now the Egyptian-African relations after the passing of 4 years since the January 25th Revolution?
If we are going to speak about the Egyptian-Africa relations, today and evaluate these relationships and speak about the historical growing up or reduction of these relations. So we have to just have a quick view about the partition of the African countries. In Africa we have about 40 countries, about maybe more, a little bit more, a little bit less, but the round figure is about 40 countries. And these countries are divided geographically to some groups. These groups may be commercial, may be geographic relations, may be water relations. With East Africa, in East Africa we have to find the river Nile group, and we have to find the Somali, Eritrean, Djibouti group. And South Africa you have some relations with the commercial relations, the COMESA, and it's of about 15 countries. In West Africa there is also a group. In North Africa the Arabic countries, and so the desert west coast group. So these groups, in every group you can find special relations in between. Commercial much more, economic much more, military may be, cooperative in the health and the education may be. Egypt was looked from all these groups as a cultivated country, a real cultured country.
Indeed, yes.
The cultured country, they are looking to have and to receive much more aids from Egypt. The relations in between Egypt and the African countries depends on the groups and subgroups. The River Nile group, especially, we know that
the Nile-basin countries.
The Nile-based country, we know that from the 1995 started some depression and maybe stopping of the relations with Ethiopia after the event of Mr. Mubarak there. So the relation maybe we can see that it has been stopped for some years.
So we believe that the tense relations started then between Egypt and the, not tense relation, but the degradation of relations started after the incident of Addis Ababa when the Mubarak was the assassination.
Only with Algeria and the surrounding section and the river Nile countries. And so it has been started really after our revolution. The revolution started